Today, we immerse ourselves in a world of learning. Delving into the past, we investigate the past lives of our world. Today, we look at the lives of the brothers Grimm. The first brother was named Jacob, the second Wilhelm. These two lived in a time when books were rapidly spreading. They noticed that several of the oral tales that they had listened to as children were disappearing. Instead of crying about the cruelty of the world and eating chocolates, they devised an idea. Inspired by German Romanticism, a popular movement at the time, they decided that they would go around the country and collect all the spoken tales that they could find and write them down to preserve them forever. Now, wait a minute! You say, I thought the brothers Grimm wrote those tales, and besides, they're disgusting and gruesome and the Disney versions are much better. And I would laugh. The Grimm brothers have a pretty bad reputation, it's true. I mean, these are the guys who wrote down the version of Cinderella where the stepsisters cut off pieces of their feet. But it didn't happen that way at all. They didn't even come up with the stories. It's actually quite amazing what they did though. I mean, they went around all of Germany and wrote down all of the stories that they could find to preserve them forever. Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Godfather Death, Hansel and Gretel, Red Riding Hood. Those are just a few of the stories. Some, yes, weren't from Germany or were previously written down, but not many. And besides, without them, you would have never have heard the story of, say, Cinderella. Or maybe you like Sleeping Beauty. It was called Briar Rose and the brothers Grimm wrote it down, however. And of course, there are some stories that aren't very widely told today, like Godfather Death. I think it's really interesting, but oh well. The point is, the Grimm brothers weren't disgusting or evil at all. They were simply taking a stand for their childhood and for their culture. The brothers Grimm are actually heroes. They wrote down stories to preserve them for future generations. They cared about the future youth and pleasure of the world. They forged stories and improved the future. Isn't that everyone's goal in life? Really, it boils down quite simply. The brothers Grimm took a stand for their childhood and succeeded. Those tales, thanks to them, are still widely told today. Some, yes, have been mostly forgotten, but not many. The Grimm brothers' literature permeates time and continues to astound generations of children, even in a modified state. With the survival of these stories, the Grimm brothers have made themselves immortal in the eyes of society. Of course, these stories aren't the only reasons the Grimm brothers are awesome, but that's all we have to discuss today. Auf Wiedersehen!